Hello there! 3 years ago, Nintendo announced they were releasing a new Zelda title for the Wii U. Fast forward a few months, and we get a remake of The Wind Waker, in glorious high definition, which was generally well received. The anticipation builds for the new Zelda title, and then Nintendo come along with their katana of shame bringing dishonor to their families, and graciously commit harakiri in front of their adoring fans after failing to release a new Zelda title for the Wii U.
But it's pretty obvious why Nintendo made this decision. By releasing the new Zelda title on the NX, they have a solid release title for the new console, which could see Nintendo re-enter the console wars, and once again stand as a pillar of strength, a beacon of light, alongside the Titan of Sony and the Colossus of Microsoft. But it would be good if it didn't just suck.
This being said, Nintendo have decided to release a HD remaster of Twilight Princess, which we will be reviewing in this video. We've got the special edition of Zelda Twilight Princess HD here, because Nintendo have us by the balls with the Zelda franchise. It includes the base game, a Wolf Link amiibo figure which can be used to unlock a rehash of an old dungeon, and the game's soundtrack. How exciting.
Initial thoughts!
Initial thoughts!
The obvious improvement to the title is the graphics, with the textures being dragged up into the HD era. It does suit the platform and format quite well. To be fair, Twilight Princess was pretty good when it came out in 06, and it's not going to get any worse with a few updated textures.
Gameplay!
Not much really needs to be said about the gameplay. It's everything you'd expect from a standard Zelda title: a linear story, dungeons with a final boss, and then all the typical items. Just play any of the other games in the series and that's exactly what you've got here. What separates this from typical Zelda titles is the ability to transform into a wolf. These wolf segments are a very love or hate part of the combat. We thought they were a bit shit and uninspiring. The lack of variety in the fighting style when compared with Human Link makes it feel a bit, well, boring. However, when you get a switch between wolf and human at will later into the game, it becomes far more enjoyable because the wolf form isn't forced on you like Donald Trump forced his scaly reptilian body into a human skin.
One of the additional features that wasn't in the original Twilight Princess is the option to collect stamps of various Zelda items and characters. These can be posted to the Miiverse, which, although seems like a pretty feeble attempt to include some online content, did actually give a reason to search Hyrule to collect all 50 stamps, although it was a rather tedious task. In the world of achievement-driven gameplay design, Zelda has proved it isn't immune to this sort of thing, and has duly spread its legs like a cheap whore.
Controls!
The controller options are limited to the Wii U gamepad and the Pro Controller, which may make the combat less immersive for those of you who play the Wii version. However, the shift away from motion controls is good news, with the player no longer forced to waggle a plastic baton around like a twat.
There have been a few times within the game where the camera felt like it was trying to force its way up to the TV while shaking violently, and if you struggle to picture that, then imagine just walking a straight line drunk while someone continuously punches you in the back of the head.
Something which is noticeable very early on when trying to traverse the sewers and fight off a horde of monsters is that combat is pretty clunky as a wolf. Wolf Link is useless at fighting around water, although maybe this is to be expected since wolves aren't known for their aquatic combat ability.
Yeah! Audio! Yeah!
Music has always had a role to play in the Zelda titles, and as expected, Twilight Princess has a pretty solid soundtrack. But in this case, Nintendo shoehorned the musical gameplay elements in like a bad metaphor. The game certainly wouldn't have lost any of its charm if these parts were omitted.
Shh. Final thoughts. In summary, the Twilight Princess HD remaster is a good game, but we do feel like it's lazy on Nintendo's part, and it doesn't serve as much more than just a stopgap to try and keep the fans appeased until the promised land of the eventual new Zelda title is upon us. 9 out of 10.
And we'll leave you with this. Some footage of the absolute finest from Hyrule's Olympic diving team.